Growing up, I had dreams and aspirations, but always felt like the kid that didn't fit in. For the most part, I wasn't a bad kid, but when I made the transition into adulthood, I turned to the streets for guidance. This led to getting locked up in juvenile hall, doing time in CYA, and eventually a 120-month sentence in federal prison. I had a lot of time to think and reflect during my federal sentence, so I share with you what I learned, hoping I can positively influence someone else's life with Prison Talk. What's up, everybody? Big Hurt Prison Talk. You tuned into another episode. I got with me here Blackie from Neil Dezad, and I wanted to let him answer a question that some of you guys I know have been dying to ask. Being a black Southerner and, having been through the prison experience, how were you accepted among your peers once you actually got to the big house?
To be honest, I really didn't have no problems. Like the way the homies are, it's like, you know what I mean? Of course, like you're always gonna have individuals that may not be fitting you, and mostly it just comes down to respect. Like the thing with us is it comes down to respect. Like you have to earn your respect. And I guess I had been around long enough and ran into enough people for people to understand who I was. And like I said, reputation only carries so far, but it's different than everybody else. With us, it's like you're innocent till proven guilty, basically. Mm-hmm. So me going up in the cell with another homie was never an issue. Once I say where I'm from, not even neighborhood, but just who I run with, I'm good. And that's how the homies have always been. As long as you run us, you're good. So yeah, it was really nothing. Like I said, you'll have occasional, but I mean, people won't say nothing, but they might have their little kind of distance they sell from you. But as far as like LA County and then other areas, you know what I mean, but mostly LA County, the homies are already so used to seeing a black homie that it's really nothing, you know what I mean? And so it was easy,
I tell a lot of people too, I know because of technology and a cell phone, when you roll up to the pen, when I rolled up and dudes started coming in, they would get your information and they called a girl on the street like, hey, Google this dude and find out. So it's like it's not hard to find out about people now. Yeah. So I tell a lot of people, man, if you's a piece of shit and you think you can skate into somewhere and just be under the radar, it's not gonna take long for people to find out about you.
Yeah, and that's how it is. The world is too big and yet so small. So anything you do will come to light. Mm-hmm. And that's what I always tripped out on cats when they do all this weird stuff on the street and then they come to jail and then wonder why, certain things happen. And it's just because nothing you do on the street is a secret. Unless you keep it to yourself, and you're gonna get found out. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And on that I really can't say too much, but yeah, it's just, that's why I just keep your nose clean. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You guys know we don't even have to speak on it because you watch enough social media to know who's out there doing what. And, the camera is a telltale sign on you, So a lot of you guys in front of the camera, you know what I'm saying? It'll all come to light once you hit them walls, man, and you see what it's really about. Do you have anything in relation to, like, once you got situated that you had to deal with as far as other brothers seeing you? Did they kind of trip out as far as what's up with this? Because I know I had a Mexican cellie. I'm from up north. Yeah. And we function different in Northern California. Filipino, black, Mexican, white, Tongan. Everybody get out. Everybody is like different. And cats used to trouble on me like, what are you doing in the cell with that Mexican? Blah blah blah. You trying to be a black Mexican? I'm like, nah. He from SAC. I'm from SAC. We cool. You know what I mean? We on the same kind of program. So you know what I'm saying? Ain't no problem. I'm not tripping. I'm not racial like that. Mm-hmm. So I mean, what did you encounter among the other blacks?
Well, for the most part, it's like in the county jail. It's always cracking because LA County is like that. A lot of gangs have animosity against each other, and a lot of it creates racial division. So, you know, it just really depends on who I run into. I've been in sales to where, you know, there's really no problems at all. And then I've walked into sales where, you know, basically it's going to be drama. You already know from the gate it's going to be drama. But now when I went to prison, that was a whole different story. See, prison is just like this. Like, a lot of people try to create a false narrative, or they try to create scenarios that actually ain't there. It's like, people see it like, okay, as soon as I hit the yard, I'm getting rushed. And that's not how it works. Yeah. People know when you push on one person, his group is going to respond, and it's going to be an all-out war. And people know what wars bring, and that's bloodshed. And a lot of people that have been down know that they're not trying to push for bloodshed. Of course, you have youngsters that may feel some type of way, but for the most part, like OGs, and cats, not even necessarily OGs, but cats that have been doing the system for a while, that have some semblance of, you know, respect, they know that it's just something different. You know what I mean? It's just, it's nothing different. It's like, if it's on, it's on.
That's right.
Like, don't woof. It's like PCs in the hole. You don't woof on them.
Talking through this vent.
You don't do none of that. You might have an enemy that, say, he could be a blood crip and you might war with him on the street, but in there it's different. You're not finna say nothing to that man behind the door, and that's just the way it is. It's just respect. So that's why I tell cats when they be like, oh, well, I would have did this. No, you wouldn't. It doesn't go like that.
That's right. That's right. So there you guys have it. Big Hurt, Prison Talk with the homeboy Blackie, Neil Dezad. Lockdown's over. Get your yard time in. Exclusively at FreshOutSeries.com.